Here I am in downtown Chattanooga, and it looks like they flooded the steps on one side so the kids could play in it. And I don't know if that's normally all the time like that, or if they just did it in the summer so the kids could climb up and down on the wet area. It's cool.
Welcome back to Ray's A-Frame Adventure, episode 38. Well, you know me by now. I can't see water running and then not want to get in it. Oh boy. So here I go. Easy, Tiger. You're not a kid anymore. We're all really just big kids. Yeah, that's true. It's good to take a break sometimes and just be a kid again. Here I am joining the kids in the fountain at downtown Chattanooga and doing a little sketching. For all you art enthusiasts out there, be sure to check out Ray's Art Adventure. And now let's get back to the cabin. Okay, the granite guys are back, finishing up the cabin top install.
Well, it took a while, but I finally got the backsplash recut to go on here. I should say the cabinet guys did. They came up and recut it and put it in, so the original one broke on the way up the mountain, so they got this one up here. It looks great. I love it.
Muy bueno.
What I do now is it's a little high here, so I'm going to have to put the plates back on and probably cut the plates a little bit here to sneak them in. But that shouldn't be a big deal. Here we are back at Cumberland State Natural Area, and this is the stone door area, the overlook.
Well, taking some more time off, huh? Hey, viewers love to see it.
Absolutely spectacular, God. Wow. Stone door. Definitely looks like something off of Lord of the Rings.
Cool. And now back to the cabin again.
Ready to put the finished clear coat on the wood interior here. And before I do that, I've got to putty any small holes, in the trim here. Not going to get overly carried away about it. Just anything that stands out, I'm going to cover those. And then I've also got some of these dirt marks here from the saw blade when I was cutting, and just the base plate of the saw left these marks on here. And trying to sand them off with the sanding block here would work, but it just seems to take forever. So believe it or not, the best thing here is a rag and some...
Oh no.
That's right, you heard me spitting on it there.
Jeez.
I know that's gross, but...
You think?
I'm telling you, this takes off the marks better than anything. And a lot easier than trying to sand and scuff and all that mess. It's just...
Oh yeah. It's not
it's
messy.
like spit just takes it right off.
Just disgusting.
Monday, August 6th. And getting ready to put on some clear coat on the wood finish here. And I'm going to use the same stuff that I used already on the ceiling and the beams up there, which was the Spar Urethane by Minwax. And it's worked out really good so far. And as you can see, it looks milky in the container, but it's water-based, and that clears as it dries. So I've masked along the floor here for the finish. And again, it's clear, so if a little bit got on the floor, you really wouldn't notice it, but trying to keep it off the floor, so I took a little time to mask off around the edges and stuff. And here, when I get up to here, I'll just hold a trim guide here on the edge and just paint that clear on there. So that should work out good. And I was going to spray it, which is why I started masking it, but then I decided I didn't want to try to mask all that off in any way. I recommended using a synthetic bristle brush for putting it on, and I sprayed all that before and it worked out good, but since I just don't want to deal with overspray today, I'm going to try to brush it and see how it goes. Well, it's about the end of the day, and spent the entire day painting the clear finish on, and I have 3 coats. Pretty much took me all day. I did a few other things in between the drying times, like get lunch. That's important? Yes, it's important. And but anyway, the finish came out looking good. Got 3 coats on, like I said, and nice satin finish. So we'll let that dry up. I gotta remove all the tape here still.
It's coming.
And then I'll be done for the day. Probably mentioned this before, but this blue safe release painter's tape here, and they have different
wait for it.
stickinesses. Yeah, I guess they have different stickinesses that you can get on there to hold or
to stick'emify?
Let loose, I should say, easier.
Oh.
And so it's nice because it doesn't pick up any of the paint, especially on this drywall that I've got painted here that I want to protect. It's just a real low tack tape. So, and as soon as I can get a piece of it here in my finger,
sure, it's low
to
tack.
get it started again.
You're not helping.
Wait for it. Okay.
Waiting.
All right. It comes off nice and clean.
Bravo.
Well, it's time to clear coat the upstairs loft area. And I've decided up here I'm going to mask everything off. You see my tent and
looks like a
weights and
cadaver.
everything else covered there in the middle of the room.
You've never even seen a cadaver.
Puttied the holes and stuff, and
yeah, but if I
getting
had,
ready
it
to
would look just like that.
seal off all the windows.
Oh, brother.
And what I've done is covered the sink area here with some cheap visqueen there, some plastic, and do the toilet area the same way. and I'm gonna go ahead and cover all the windows and get it all covered up, and that way I'm just gonna spray it at one time. So I'm gonna have a few hours in getting prep ready, but it's gonna be a lot quicker to spray it. I'm using this tape here, if I can get it right, and it's got a little bit of plastic attached to it, so you just unroll it.
Can I hold something for you?
Unroll it, tack it up, and then
I wish you could.
Unroll out the paper, and it's about 24 inches wide, the plastic. So that's what I used in the window area there. And larger areas, of course, I had a larger piece of plastic there to cover that.
It's hard to work with one hand.
It should make things a lot quicker.
And film with the other.
It's a beautiful hot day outside though today, so by the time I get to painting up here, I started out early this morning in the dark to get started before the heat gets too bad, because once I close all these windows off, it's going to be an oven in here. And I got my outlets covered as well, outlets and switches. So let me get these windows covered, then it's going to turn into a steam bath, and I'll get to painting. Honestly, I thought the tape with the plastic already attached to it was a little gimmicky, but in reality, I think it's going to work pretty good. So you just adhere to one side which already had the tape, and then just unroll it out. And since it's only about 2 foot, it's going to come about a little more than halfway in the window, which will be great because I can tape up one side, tape up the other, and I'll still have a little gap here where I can access the window, just maybe let a little ventilation in there. And also on the spool that it comes with here, it's got a blade edge here which just tears it off nice and neat. So it doesn't take a lot of knives or scissors and all that junk. Ready to spray the upstairs, and I've gone ahead and sealed off actually the entrance here to that loft area, so that when I'm spraying inside, I'll close that down. No overspray will get down in here on the counters and everything else at the lower level. So the best laid plans was to use my sprayer after I got it all masked off and taped, but the darn sprayer's just been giving me fits for quite a while now, trying to get this thing to come out. The kept just getting clogged up here, and it's a pain in the neck. I loaned it out one time, and ever since it came back, not to complain, but ever since it came back, honestly, it's never worked the same. I've tried to clean it and everything, but
sounds like complaining.
It just came back totally
just a little
gunked up. No one cleaned it, and that's frustrating. But anyway,
glad you're not
the
bitter.
main thing is this got really hot, and this finally just broke off the back.
Nah, I'm over it.
So this thing has had a number of years used, so I'm done with it, man. I just, you know what?
Well, okay then.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll go back and
completely over
clean it up later. Oh wait, you forgot your hose.
Yep, completely over it.
Yeah. Okay. Then it's back to using the brush, I guess. Anyway, it's hot out today. I don't know, it's probably about 94, 95 degrees. Hopefully we'll get some rain here and cool me off. My head's about to explode. I'm running out of water. Anyway, it's still beautiful, Lord. Forgive me for my impatience. Help me to be thankful for everything that I've got.
That's right. Please just hush.
Thursday, August 9th, about 8 in the morning. I must have slept in a little bit today. But
hopefully you got enough rest.
Woke up in a cloud this morning.
So you're not grumpy?
So, yeah.
I'm not grumpy.
It's like it's a little bit cloudy out in the fog.
Okay.
Scratch that. It's only 7 in the morning.
What? Sometimes
the time will pick up
now who's grumpy?
On Eastern time from here. I'm actually in Western time, so...
I don't know what time it is.
Or, excuse me, not Western. It's still early. Central time. Yeah, I'm in Central time. That's it.
Who's on first?
So it's really only 7 o'clock. I'm thinking to myself, man, I can't believe it's 8 o'clock already. I can't believe I slept in, but...
I'm going back to bed.
No, it's only 7.
Wake me when you're sure.
All right, we're going to get started today. Going to do some caulking and try to get some more clear on the wood siding inside.
All right, I've got my 3 coats of clear on, and now I'm going around the windows, and I'm just going to silicone right around the window itself. I don't know if you can see, some areas I've got a little bit of gap between the tile and the window there, and so that's just going to get a little bead of silicone, which I'll do here in a second and show you. You want to just squeeze out just enough to get in the crack there, and I'm going to have to watch what I'm doing here. So I don't know if it's actually working. I'm kind of doing this blind. I know you can't see because it's too dark, but anyway, you want to get just enough in there as you go along. And once you've got it in there, if it looks good, leave it alone. I know it's dark here, okay. But if it's just sticking out a little bit, then I'll take my thumb.
Or Mr. Pointer.
Or my thumb. That's my finger, not my thumb. Hi.
Woohoo.
Okay. Anyway, and then I will just lightly push it in there. Yes, it's silicone. It's the real deal. It gets stuck all over your hands. Just clean it off in a cloth. Eventually it dries and just have to peel it off. That's just the nature of the beast. As I was saying, it's really good to strive to get a nice clean bead with the caulk gun so you don't have to go back at all. But if you do, it's just a matter of just a light touch with your finger here, just to smooth it slightly. And then let it alone. Try not to overwork it once it starts smearing all over the place. It's just yucky. So try to keep it really clean and neat, and you'll have much better success. Doing some finishing up stuff in the cabin here. I foamed that in between the beams there. There's quite a bit of gap. So foamed it there, and a little bit of foam over in this area. And then down at the bottom there, I probably can't see it, foamed out quite a bit around those logs and stuff. Kind of seal up the joints. But anyway, I used this different type of foam, which is a Loctite tight foam. And this actually is more dense than the big gap filler of the other brand, which I can't remember right offhand. But anyway, they both work well, but this here, it is denser when it goes out and it fills in, as you can see, pretty good. Actually, I think I got a little carried away there.
It looks like whipped cream.
No surprise.
Can we go to Dairy Queen?
One other thing I'd like to say about it is the tube assembly at the top of it. It's kind of trying to find a spot where you can see this in the light better.
I want a banana split with lots of whipped cream.
The tube is larger than the other ones too, which really works good. It foams out easy.
And a cherry.
I don't know if it cleans out or not. Most of the time you can't really reuse the can. But,
with nuts on top.
I should be able to clean that out. Actually,
You're plenty nuts already.
But anyway, it says it's 4 times more dense.
4 times?
Yeah, 4 times.
Wow.
Oh, one more thing. And do not get it on your hands.
See, whipped cream's not a problem.
Or on any of the clothing that you have.
Jeez, you're a slob. Yeah. I'm not taking you to Dairy Queen.
Really? I was going to treat you.
Just kidding. I'll drive.
Pretty breezy out. Looks like we got some weather.
Sounds like it. We better take shelter.
Uh-huh. What do you suggest?
The Dairy Queen.
That's what I figured.
Got some rain already, quite a bit. Some fog this morning and quite a bit of rain.
All right, let's call it a day.
As you can hear, it's nighttime.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Crickets and stuff.
And tree frogs.
And as you can also see, it's nighttime.
Can't see nothing.
Good night, family, friends.
Quiet, I'm praying.
All my loved ones, may the Lord bless you and keep you. And may He draw you closer to Him each day.
Well, that was pretty quick. Don't you think we should mention them by name?
I don't know. I grew up in a pretty big family.
Okay, let's just say goodnight to the childhood siblings.
All right, here it goes. Good night, Paula.
Good night, Gina.
Good night, Guy.
Good night, Jim.
Good night, Ray.
Hey, that's you.
Good night, Teresa.
Good night, Patricia.
Good night, Tom.
Good night, Pike.
And good night, John.
Don't you mean John Boy?
Yeah, it does kind of sound like the Waltons, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that show.
Or the Brady Bunch.
Oh yeah, Cindy was kind of cute.
What about Marcia?
Marsha.
Say goodnight. We got to get up early. It's too early for this. It's too early for this.